All right, so we're gonna make a quick dish of gnocchi. Now, gnocchi typically are made with potatoes. However, today we're gonna make them with ricotta. So I have ricotta here, and the recipe is super, super simple. Anybody can do this. It's 1 to 1 to 1. 1 pound of ricotta, which is already in here. 1 cup of flour, which I've measured out, all-purpose flour, and 1 egg. Now, to get this order correct, here we go. And the kids in the background, that just might be part of what we're going to have to establish here. So don't worry about them, but if you pay attention, we'll get this under control. So 1 pound of ricotta. Now ricotta is a cheese. You can do this with cooked mashed potatoes as well. So same thing applies there, 1 to 1 to 1. And the order of which you add these are really important. And so we want 1 pound of ricotta to go in with our 1 egg to start off with. Okay, now here's where it becomes really important. We're gonna add just maybe, I don't know, half a teaspoon of salt in there. But what's important is we wanna make sure we mix this egg into that cheese. Now, if you wanted to add, you can also do this with goat cheese. So if you had chev, that makes an excellent, excellent gnocchi. But we wanna make sure that egg is mixed in with the cheese right away. If I added the flour to this, I would have to mix it do some extra mixing, which is gonna make for a tough gnocchi. In this case, I can mix this all day and it's not going to develop any gluten, and so it's gonna still have those light, pillowy textured gnocchi that we're looking for. Okay, so once that egg is mixed in, we're gonna go ahead and add our 1 cup of all-purpose flour. So that goes in. And now we kind of use almost like a folding technique to get this started. We want that flour to get mixed in, but we don't really want to work it to the point of where those gnocchi are going to be tough. And you can see that flour right away is picked up there by that cheese and that egg mixture. If you had some fresh herbs, some basil or thyme or something like that, parsley even, that you can mix into this right now, that's always a nice touch. These are flavor-wise pretty darn plain at this point. So it's really a blank canvas. If you wanted to throw some lemon zest into here or some saffron and get some saffron gnocchi, that would be a lot of fun. There's all different kinds of directions you can take this. So at this point, our dough is made. Now, on the side, I have some extra flour, and I'm gonna work with this on the cutting board. The cutting board tends to work out best. And so we're just gonna put this dough out. Unlike pasta, you don't have to wait for this to sit. You can go into working with it right away. So I lightly dust some flour over the top. I form it into a ball. Now, one of the mistakes people make right away is that they try and roll this out into rolls. I wanna actually get this as close to the size gnocchi as I possibly can before rolling it out. And so I have a bench knife here, and we're going to cut these. If you have to add some extra flour here, that's fine, but we're gonna cut these into sections, and I'll just start off by doing a couple of these. I'm gonna finish the rest of those for dinner. The other tool we're gonna be using today, this is a gnocchi notching board. So there's actually notches on one side, it's flat on the other. Today we're gonna be using one of these, and I'll show you how in just a little bit. So we've got these thickness-wise to about where our pinky is at. That's where we wanna be. Now, some of you have smaller pinkies than others, so you just have to size accordingly. And of course, the dish too is gonna also dictate how large or small I want my gnocchi. But we bring that bench knife back, and I'm sorry about the white on white, it's a little hard to see. But we are looking for roughly where a pinky might be. For some of you, if you have really small hands, you might be looking at more of like a pointer finger / middle finger. But I can't show you the middle finger on camera. That's always looked down upon. All right, so now we're really close to where we wanna be size-wise. All we're gonna do is take our fingers, really, really lightly roll it so that we get that nice sphere shape. And again, I'm only gonna do a couple of these. I want them size-wise to be nice and even before I go into cutting. Okay, so we're gonna just finish rolling those out like that. One more to do quick. All right, so if I want to do a whole bunch of these really quickly, I can line those up, dust them with a little bit of flour, and then taking my bench knife, I can actually come across these, take off those end ones, and now cut these. And as I cut them and come across, I could actually take these right now and throw them into boiling water. Not crazy boiling water. If you do that, it'll actually break them up, but a nice simmering water. And once they float, they're basically done. Give them about 45 seconds in that water and you'll end up with really nice gnocchi. Now, one of the things that you can do that is a nice extra touch is taking this gnocchi board. And we use these because what it's going to do is it's going to notch one side, it's going to create a pocket in the other. So I use my thumb and I go down this board and I just lightly press it. And what you end up with is you get this pocket on one side, which is wonderful. And you get this notch on the other. Why that's important is this is where it's going to hold your sauce. So whatever sauce that might be, it's going to stick that to that gnocchi and it's going to work out really well. Now in a restaurant scenario, because I would be doing a lot of these all at once, I'm not doing this to order. You can see what it does to your hands and your cutting board and all of that. So what I would actually do is I would lay these out on a sheet pan, single layered, and I would go into the freezer with them. I'd freeze them, and then from the freezer, I'd be able to put them into portioning bags. So, you know, whether it's 3 or 4 ounces an order, then you can go straight from freezer into water, cook them in the water, and then finish them, you know, in your sauce in your pan or whatever you might be doing with them. And so that is how I like to make gnocchi using ricotta cheese at home. Tonight we're gonna just be doing a really, really simple sauce, kind of like a carbonara, using some bacon and egg yolks, and I have some fresh peas, and we'll be making a wonderful dish with that to eat with some salmon tonight. So I hope you enjoy. Try that at home. Really easy, 1 to 1 to 1 again, 1 pound of ricotta to 1 cup flour to 1 whole egg. Thanks, guys.